Welcome. We are visiting different features of history of Vedic mathematics. The history of Vedic mathematics in reference to the history of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita takes us to the history of the applied values of Ganita Sutras. Values 4 and 14 take us to Ganita Sutra 4 on the one hand and Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita on the other hand. Ganita Sutra 4, Pravarte Yojet, is a composition of 17 letters with TC value 52. Gun Traya Vibhag Yog, the yoga discipline of Chapter 14, takes us to TC value 57. And Pushpika Akshars, Pushpika syllables of this discipline of Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita are 51. Before we proceed further, it would be blissful to glimpse as that value 17 is equal to 17 versions of hypercube 8. Further, it also will be relevant to take note that the hypercube's sequence of unit half will take us to hypercube 5 equal to value 19. This value 19 and value 17 are interrelated, interconnected when we visit the split of sphere, Brahmand sphere, solar universe sphere, into a pair of hemispheres. Then this pair of hemispheres of universal sphere are of value 17 and 19. Therefore, to have appreciation of the organizations of the text of Ganita Sutra 14 on the one hand and the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 4, we shall have our eye upon the split phenomenon and the unification phenomenon for a sphere. Sphere splits into a pair of hemispheres, and pair of hemispheres will unite and unify as a sphere. Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a scripture of 27 shlokas. Gunatraya Vibhag Yog is of TC value 57. Pushpika Akshars are 51. Pravarte Yojet Sutra is a composition of 17 letters. Dravya, space content, is of TC value 17. Uttar Prardghan, northern hemisphere. Uttar Prardghan is of TC value 16 plus 21 plus 14 is equal to 51, which is parallel with the letters of Pushpika of Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Dakshan Prardh Yog is of values 24, 21 plus 12 is equal to 57, precisely equal to Gun Traya Vibhag Yog. As such, the organization format features of the text of Chapter 14, Gun Traya Vibhag Yog, are parallel with the discipline and mathematical domain of Ganita's Sutra-4, Pravartya Yojit, a composition of 17 letters and being of a structural key 7. Before we have distinctive appreciation of the structural key of Sutra-4, let us glimpse the structural keys bunch of Ganita Sutra 1 itself. The first letter of Ganita Sutra 1, A, the sixth vowel, as value 6, is the structural key of Ganita Sutra 1 itself. Second letter Ka Brahma, TC value 4, is the structural key of Ganita Sutra 2. A, TC value 2, is the structural key of Ganita Sutra 3. And fourth letter Dha, TC value 7, is the structural key of Ganita Sutra 4. Let us have a pause. Let us revisit this sequence and let us be face to face with the placement of letter Dha in the structural bunch organization of the text of Ganita Sutra 1 as is depicted and drawn on the expression sheet on your computer screen. See at the placement of the fourth letter Dha of TC value 7, there is a parabolic flow of pair of streams from this placement. It is here where we will be in a position to appreciate Pravartya Yojit. Simple rendering for it is transpose and unite. See at the point of placement of the fourth letter Dha is of such a placement that here there is a symmetrical flow of pair of streams in opposite orientations, and as such these permit organization of precise reversal and unification. It is this feature which deserves to be comprehended well. This feature will help us appreciate as to how value 7 as TC value of fourth letter Dha is the origin of Surya, sun, solar universe. The placement of the fourth letter is the placement at the origin of the solar universe. The first three letters A, Ka, A, as TC values 66642 is parallel with the organization of composition Rishi, Shia. Rishi glimpses through the sphere domain and glimpses and imbibes and goes parallel with the origin. Therefore, the first three letters take to the fourth letter a placement of an origin. Therefore, we can glimpse through the sphere to imbibe the values of its origin. At the origin, there is symmetrical organization, and origin, as we know, is of 1 degree higher dimensional order than that of the domain, and as such, This placement, being of a higher dimensional order, permits and provides symmetrical organization for the both halves, and also permits split orientation and reunification. It is this feature which is playing its role in the organization of Gun Tre Vibhag Yog of Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The knowledge content, the enlightenment of Gun Tre Vibhag Yog is that Gunatit Purush, ahead of the threefold gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, is Brahm Mahat. It is Mahat Brahm Yoni. It is this Brahat Yoni, it is Mahat Brahm of TC value 28 plus 24 is equal to 52, parallel with the TC value of Guna Atit Purush. The Guna Atit Purush means one at a placement ahead of the placement of threefold organization, three Gunatmak Vishwa. It is Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, triple formulations lead us to TC values 20, 12, 18, making it 50. This value as domain will take us to 52 as dimensional creation of dimensional order 50. And now the Sattva, Raj, and Tam make value 44, which is Paramviyo, the transcendental space. It is this transcendental space which is providing the existence of Gunatit Purush as Mahat Brahm Yoni, and also the limitation for the role to be played by the three Gunatmak Vishwa, Sattva, Raj, and Tam. As such, we shall sit comfortably and have a fresh visit to the organization formats of Ganita Sutras 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ganita Sutra 1 with simple rendering, one more than before, is of sequential organization format of a line. Ganita Sutra 2, Niklim Navasta Charmam Dashata, with TC values triple 28, 50, and 29, leads to the organization format of flow within from pair of endpoints, and thereby there being a spatial order at the middle. Ganita Sutra 3, Udharv Bhyam, as such, takes to transposition from horizontal plane to a vertical plane, and the flow upward as well to be vertically and crosswise. Ganita Sutra 4 provides for transposition and unification. It is this split and unification reach in first four steps which deserves to be comprehended and imbibed fully to have a proper appreciation for the split and unification of a solar sphere. The split of a solar sphere into pair of hemispheres of TC values 17 and 19 with origin seat value 18. We know that value 18 is of organization 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 with 6 as origin placement value. Therefore, this organization 17, 18, and 19 of value 54 has a split as 27 and 27. It is this split of the solar universe which takes us to 27 nakshatras of Surya and 27 nakshatras of Chandra. It is this split of a solid dimensional frame into a pair of solid dimensional frames of half dimensions, which is ultimately the reach of Gun Triya Vibhag Yog of Adhyaya 14. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to be parallel with this organization on the one hand of chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and of Ganita Sutras 1 to 4 on the other hand will take to a blissful state of history of Vedic mathematics, of Ganita Sutras and of Srimad Bhagavad Gita running parallel with each other. It is just one illustrative glimpse in respect of the Ganita Sutras and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In fact, the entire organization of Ganita Sutras on the one hand and of Srimad Bhagavad Gita on the other hand runs parallel with each other. It is this glimpse, it is this visit, it is this comprehension will help us appreciate as to how the Vedic mathematics is playing its foundational role, and also as how the history of Ganita Sutras, of Vedic mathematics, and organization of different Vedic scriptures run parallel with each other. This deserves to be glimpsed and imbibed. This deserves to be chased. This deserves to be worked out. This deserves to be availed for pure and applied values. Thank you very much.